Brodes Media.
Oh my God. That was the worst baseball game I've ever watched. That has to go down in history. Major League Baseball history. Send it to Cooperstown that was the most trash game ever. This is the type of series where, truth be told, I don't really care what happens. I just need you to win the series. And really, I need you to sweep. Just win. But this was so ugly and so problematic that I can't ignore the fact that, you're just so fucking lucky the Nationals blow cock. That's what it is. They are really bad. In the ninth inning, when you walked it off, Alec Boehm was gunned out by a mile. If the catcher could just secure the baseball before trying to apply the tag, then this thing is wrapped up, and it was another brutal low blow where your bullpen got crushed, Kirkering on a 1-2 count. The ball went 8,000 feet golf to right field. Your defense, Trea Turner, Johan Rojas in the late stages, pissed all over their own legs and urinated all over their own feet. And, that's just really what it is here. Your team is so fundamentally flawed, it's not even funny. You could take those Trea Turner singles and shove it wherever you please. But that doesn't do a damn thing for me when this guy, Mr. I'm stubborn and I'm the future at shortstop, even though I suck at the position, if I got to watch him play that way. In the eighth inning, to load up the bases, my man tries to go home with it, and nothing happened. You did nothing. You did absolutely nothing but yank JT Realmuto 55 feet to his damn left. It was stupid, dumb, garbage, pathetic baseball. And so was pulling Bryce Harper off the bag. Are you starting to see a trend now with Trea on the defensive side? He is really starting to collapse. He is really starting to fall. He is becoming a mess, a legitimate, unbelievable problem again with just basic standard plays. I don't know if he doesn't think the game very well prior to the ball coming his way, which is what you learn when you're 3. Know where you're going to go with the ball before the ball comes to you. He doesn't. He doesn't. And by the way, more with the Johan Rojas crap outside of the ninth and in the early stages of the game. Listen, if the Nationals didn't hesitate on a relay throw, he just didn't pick up Dusty Wathan over at third. And as he was running home, he stopped midway. He didn't know what to do. He did a little dance. And again, if the Nationals actually had brain cells and knew how to play the game, then this thing wouldn't have even been nearly as close as what it was. They had bases loaded, no outs. The only other team that you could ever survive bases loaded, no outs in this league is probably the Phillies. And you score on a wild pitch, Finnegan all over the place, the Nationals bullpen, holy hell. They won, though. So I shouldn't care. Beating the bad teams. That's the name of the game, but this was so problematic and so tragic. I just can't ignore that nonsense. I can't take you seriously when that's something that constantly happens. This is not the first time I talk about Trea defensively, and I'm sure as hell it won't be the last time. You just put yourself in such fragile positions, and it's not as if we don't know what our bullpen is. We all know what our bullpen is. Yo, Trea, you're supposed to be a leader and a superstar. Keyword supposed to be. You need to have Orion Kirkering's back in the ninth because he's not spectacular. He's not stellar. He's not shut down. He's not elite. He's just a guy. So when he's out there, we need you. He needs help. Yo, Rojas, you're supposed to be a good defender. That's what you're supposed to provide for this team. Please do it. Instead, I'm watching triples. I'm watching nonsense. I'm watching Zach Wheeler have to throw 12 extra pitches. Now, in the third, when the score was about 2-0, good for Zach Wheeler. He was able to work through some adversity, bad defense. He hit a batter. There was a walk in there, if I remember correctly. But that was a big spot for him. And then, of course, he pitches a gem afterwards. Why am I watching this team force their starter, whether it's Luzardo in that Chicago series, he's got to throw 19 more pitches because Trea is not competent. These things kill you. These things are the reasons why you will not win big games. And there's something that is stuck in my head from last year's World Series with the Yankees. Do you remember what happened when they fell apart? If you don't, go YouTube it. Go relive it. It was arguably one of the worst defensive sequences in World Series history. This was the worst game in Major League Baseball history. In World Series history, the Yankees defense was vomit. You can't survive with vomit. We have vomit. The amount of people that say, we found our guy in center field. Look at his numbers since Brandon Marsh is back down in AAA. What? What is wrong with you? It's not good enough. And same applies with this Trea stuff. The amount of people in my mentions, ever since you said he stinks, Brodes, he's hitting 7 of 9. Those singles. Come on, man. What are we doing with those singles? It's an embarrassment. Singles. Yeah. Him and Bohm. Come with your little singles. He's the worst shortstop ever. That applies to this equation, too, on who Trea Turner is. I told you the 295 last year was the quietest 295 that I can ever remember out of a hitter. I need him to make a strong impact on the game positively. When he smoked it to right field, now we're talking. The dinky little single crap? Nah. I didn't pay $300. You know who gives you dinky little singles? Yohan Rojas. Yohan Rojas gives you the dinky little singles. That's not the expectation and the standard I have for Trea Turner. So we'll see what he does moving forward, but So where else are we? I guess the 9th. I mean, Bohm singled, Stott walked, Kepler had the sack that moved people over. Rojas had the sack to tie it, even though it should not have been tied. It should have been game over. And then before Trea Turner even got to step up to the dish to do anything, well, he was at the plate, but when the ball bounced and all that stuff, you could tell by Bryson Stott's reaction, although I know he was in some sort of pain and they were showing his finger to Rob Thompson before the post-game interview. So he was probably feeling some sort of terrible pain or something, because you could even tell when his teammates went to grab him and jump up and down. But I don't know if it was because of that or one of those, like, that's a fucking joke, boys. That's one of those when you go to the clubhouse and you don't celebrate. That wasn't a good win. That's a disgusting effort, and we should be fucking pissed off. And I don't know if the reaction was because Bryson Stott didn't feel healthy in the moment and there was sort of a shock going through his body, or if it was just anger and frustration from the guys from top to bottom. Probably that. I saw Bryce's face, the look on his face when he got pulled off the bag and they tried to review it to see if he actually got him on the follow through there. They challenged the play, and you could just tell when he was looking up at the screen for the replay that there was just this sour look in his mouth and the sour look in his face of this is just total nonsense and absolute garbage. And it's the truth. And this type of stuff can't continue to happen. You know, this is the same Nationals team that got the doors blown off of them by the New York Mets prior to this series. I believe they got beat up and allowed 19 runs or something. So that is how terrible this Nationals team is. Let's see. On Monday, they lost 19-5 in their own ballpark to the Mets as they fell in that series. So I just wish you could have pummeled them more and really take their soul and let them know, yeah, the Mets did that. We can also do it. So Bryce Harper, 1 for 4. Kyle, 1 for 4. He had the Schwarber bomb, the 2-run Schwarber bomb. Nicky C, 0 for. JT, 0 for. And Trey up at the top of the lineup with 3 singles, which I don't care about, and the double in the 8th, which I care about. But I'm sorry, the negatives, unfortunately, they outweigh the positives in this one.